Have you heard about the two lovers who meet only once a year around the summer solstice, when the days are long and the nights are short? Their names are Hämarik and Koit, or Dusk and Dawn. I'm going to tell you their story. Welcome to Laanelood, a gathering place for creatures and characters from Estonian mythology, folk tales and legend. Vanaisa, the grandfather of creation, had two faithful and eternally young servants, Dusk and Dawn, or as they are known in Estonia, Hämarik and Koit. When the sun was finishing his journey on the first evening, Vanaisa said to Hämarik, "In your hands, my daughter, I trust the setting sun. Put the light off and hide it, so that no harm would come." When the sun had to begin his journey on the next morning, Vanaisa said to Koit, "Your job, my son, will be to ignite the morning light and prepare him for his new journey after the dark night." Both filled their duties faithfully, so there were no days without the light bearer in the sky. In the winter, the sun moved low on the edge of the sky. He set early in the evening and started late in the morning. When the time came to awaken nature with the bird songs and the flowers of the spring, days became longer and nights shorter. Then arrived the time of the shortest nights, the time of brief summer joy, and the sun was given only a short time to rest. At dusk, Hämarik gave the setting sun straight to the hands of Koit, who then immediately ignited it to new life. This was a beautiful time. The flowers were blooming and fragrant. The birds and the people filled the space under the heavenly arch of Ilmarine with melodies and songs. Hämarik and Koit looked deep into each other's berry-colored eyes, and when the sun was passed from one to the other, they both reached to shake hands and their lips touched. One eye that never closes noticed what happened in the secret of the quiet night. On the next day, Vanaisa summoned both of them and said, "I am pleased with both of your work and wish you complete happiness in life. Therefore, you shall belong to each other and do your job as a husband and wife." They responded together, "Grandfather, do not spoil our joy nor let this feeling fade, for in this sweet and tender courtship all our bliss was made. When love is always young and new, and hearts beat together, please let us stay as bride and groom, bound as one forever." Vanaisa blessed their decision and granted their wish. Since then, once a year, during the 4 weeks around the summer solstice, the lovers meet at midnight. When at dusk Hämarik sets the sun in her lover's hands, it is followed by a handshake and a kiss. During these 4 weeks, the rose-red blush of dusk reflects back from the sky until dawn ignites the light bearer again, and the yellow glow proclaims the rising sun. In celebration of their meeting, Vanaisa adorns meadows with the most beautiful flowers. And when Dusk rests her head too long on Dawn's chest, Nightingale, the little bird, exclaims jokingly, lazy girl, night long, night long!" So what's the deal with the nightingale being jokingly rude to Dusk and calling her the lazy girl when it's really Dawn's job to pick up the sun and ignite it again in the morning? So I think that's some sort of 19th century Christian misogyny for you right there. Anyways, nightingale in Estonian is ööbik, and the bird basically named itself when singing night long, which in Estonian is ööbik. Over time, this morphed into ööbik. Nightingale is apparently one of the only birds who sings during the night, especially during those very short nights in the summer. The story of Dawn and Dusk was written by Friedrich Robert Faehlmann in 1840. However, there is another version of the love story of Dawn and Dusk, written by Matthias Johann Einsen. And in this version, there is one more couple of lovers, Videvik and Kuu, which means twilight and the moon. I'll give you the footnotes. After the sun has set, Twilight takes her cosmic bowls to drink from the river and sees the beautiful silver reflection of the crescent moon in the water. She promptly forgets about her bowls. Meanwhile, the moon falls head over heels for Twilight and throws himself in the river, so he could secretly make out with her when she goes to quench her thirst. The moon then promptly forgets about his duties, and his light disappears from the night, casting the world into darkness. The two are so enamored that they don't even hear the warning call of the nightingale. Ööbik, laisturuk, ööbik, kiriküüd, vaole, too piits, säh. In the darkness, the wolves come and eat the bulls. Twilight notices the carnage only after dawn has ignited the sun again. She wails so loud that grandfather comes down to punish the crime. He decides to punish the wolves who, from now on, will always be persecuted by humans. Meanwhile, Twilight and the moon are rewarded because they are in love. They are tasked with making sure the night is always lit by moonlight. If you enjoy these videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. In the story, there are these two Sky Daddy characters. Prominently featured is Vanaisa, grandfather. He's also known as Looja, which means creator, or Taevataat, which literally means sky old man or sky dad. And I should say that sky and heaven are the same word taevas in Estonian. Vanaisa is the supreme daddy of all the other sky daddies like Tara, Uku, Go, Pikkel and Ilmarine. Or perhaps they're all the same character, or the same guy called Jumal, which literally means God in Estonian. Speaking of Ilmarine, the other one mentioned in the story, he's one of the main characters in the Finnish epic Kalevala. Ilmarinen, as he's known in Finnish, is the god who forged the sky and the heavens and fixed the stars and the moon and the sun up there. He's responsible for the weather, the winds, and the air in general. Hence in the story, the birds and the people fill the space under the heavenly arch of Ilmarine with melodies and songs. The romantic yearly rendezvous of dusk and dawn takes place around the most important holiday in Estonian calendar, Jaanipäev, which originally probably fell on the summer solstice on the June 21st, but due to the influence of Christian Church, is today celebrated from June 23rd to the 24th. You can see big bonfires all around the land, people dancing and singing around the fire or jumping over it. In ancient times, summer solstice marked the beginning of the new calendar year for Estonians. Koit and Hämarik have inspired artists since the very beginning when the story was first published. From paintings and classical sculptures to street art and even a commemorative medallion. Koit is also a perfectly appropriate name for a human boy, but not as popular as it might have been in the past. As far as I know, Hämarik is not really used as a baby name at all. However, her sister Eha, which means the red glow of the sunset, was 77th in the popularity ranking of baby girls in January 2026. Good for her. Doesn't seem like Eha needs a popular love story to be popular herself. Cheers for tuning in. Love you all and thank you very much. Aitäh and see you next time.